All right. So I actually have this, I don't even know. It's a first run Truth in the Crystal Sparkle Flex plastic. And I'm gonna show you all these backhand and forehand. All right, next we have a disc that is actually very new to me, an ESP Onyx. However, the first time I actually threw it, it was in a tournament, and I decided to play Rocket League with it and threw it in the street, and it got ran over by a car. So it's a little deformed, but here we are. And here's the Onyx on backhand. Now keep in mind, I am aiming for that red mat there. All right, the next one is called, I don't even know what it's called. It's called the Rhythm. Got it at an MVP tournament. Flippy fairway, not my thing. But it's perfect for right here, right now. All right, next here is a very special one. It's a Innova driver with a thumb track on it. It's called the Puma. Don't even ask. All right, next here we have the Westside Discs Adder. Pretty beaten in too, so if I really give her juice, it's gonna flip over, but All right, next here, I don't even remember what this is called, but it's a T-Bird from Legacy. I don't remember what it's called, but it's literally a T-Bird, so. All right, next up we have maybe the most disappointing disc of all time for me, the Star T-Rex. You look at the stats and you think it's gonna be overstable, and then I threw it one time, and it made me cry a little. All right, next up we have a personal favorite of mine, or a past personal favorite, the Legacy Ghost. This thing, it's a rock, but it just, to me, is better. Next, we have the Star TL by Innova, but with one of my custom stamps on it. If anybody's looking for one, hit me up in the comments and I'll get you going with one. Surprisingly stable, that thing is actually. All right, next we have a past putter of mine, the Maiden, just base hard plastic, but great feel. Lost its bead because of how used it is, but still a disc. All right, next we yet again have a very disappointing one. It is, I believe, the first Orbit disc that Latitude released, the Bolt, and yeah, this thing is unholy flippy. It is unbelievably flippy. And the first time I threw it, it made me regret my 25 bucks, I'll tell you that. I mean, it has its place, but not for me. Next we just have, for me, it's a very popular disc, but for me, I just don't like it, the Star T-Bird. Nothing about it just strikes me as what I need. Now we're here with one of my personal favorites, actually, the PA1. A very deep putter, but it's a very point and shoot putter. Now again, we have one that a lot of people like, but again, it's just not for me. The MVP Octane. I don't know, I could just never get this thing to do what I'm looking for out of a disc with those stats on it, you know what I'm saying? Next year, I don't remember what this is either. I believe it's a mid-range from Legacy, I want to say. It's not bad. It's just very hit or miss. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a stable mid, but I think it doesn't handle torque very well. And finally, a disc I found under some leaves, a Star Volcan, one that I've never even thrown in the open, so I couldn't tell you. That thing's got a weird rim on it. All right, and now I'm just gonna do the exact same thing, but with forehand. And you might be thinking, the last time you've seen me forehand, it was dog shit. All right, yeah, it was. Not no more. I don't know what I did. It was literally like 2 weeks went by, I didn't even do nothing special, and all of a sudden I can forehand every disc ever. Good. So, here's that truth again. That's what I'm saying. All right, we got the Onyx. All right, next we got that MVP Rhythm. Keep in mind, this is genuinely my first time forehanding every single one of these discs. And my forehand is still not great. I can just throw all my forehands without it wobbling. I mean, since when can I do that shit, huh? Since when? One that I'm actually really excited to forehand is the Puma, because as you know, the Pig, probably one of the most infamous forehand discs of all time. So maybe the Puma will just be nuts. Yeah, or maybe not. All right, next we've got the Adder. Personally, a disc I would never forehand because 14-speed rims are too fat for me to forehand, but here we are. All right, next we got that Legacy T-Bird. All right, next, I was hoping it was gonna be a 150, ended up being a 15, the T-Rex. All right, next, a disc that was in my bag, the Ghost. Notorious for not liking torque, by the way. About to put on forehand. The TL, the one that I said is surprisingly stable, but I've never put it on forehand. So it's time to really put it to the stability test. The thing that sucks in here is we can't see a full flight, so we can't see what it's really doing. But one that will truly show that I can actually forehand all my discs now, a Maiden. Decently deep rimmed putter. First of all, I could never even forehand putters to begin with. But I'm actually, like, I can't even put it into words. Look at that wobble. The T-Bird. Test to my forehand once again, the PA1, very deep putter. Next up, one that I could see very good forehand potential in, the Octane. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. All right, next up, that Legacy Mid. Finally, the Volcan with perhaps the weirdest rim I've ever touched in my life.